can see clearly that the most toxic islander is... Love you, girl, but this one's me.
I mean, I haven't been toxic since you stepped through the doors, so...
Still valid, though.
I'm very conflicted about this season because I personally feel like it's a wasted opportunity on the producer's side, in the sense that this show is pre-recorded months in advance. And so the idea that we don't get a storyline that's flowing, the idea that we have a lot of inconsistencies or stories that are cut off and don't make sense is something that I don't understand. Sadly, it seems the participants, the islanders, are now more focused on how they come across on TV, and that way they don't get a negative edit. And this is why there was no fallout from Casa. Gabby having a fit and sort of kicking off after, that game, that's to be expected because somebody touched the nerve. The boys, it seems, when it comes to Ross and Mick, they love winding Gabby up and they know what to say and do that will trigger her. And now they've triggered her. And, I don't know, there's going to be a big fallout. How can you just scream there? I want to go home. I want to go. You don't need to scream and shout. Go to the room that Sophie was banging on the door. Pack your bags and go. You don't need to be shouting to the girls that you want to go unless you're doing it for attention. Anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button. Turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. And definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island Australia, Season 7, Episode 25. So the episode starts off with the Islanders. It's the fallout of movie night. This was a wasted opportunity, really wasted opportunity. I don't know whether it's because of the fallout from last season or what exactly happened, or because people are playing personas and are playing in producers' faces. Because I don't understand the drama between Shan and Ross. You have Shan is going upstairs to sort of tell people upstairs that, she's speaking to Jana and Kai and saying Ross is trying to throw a fit, but he's not going to take it seriously. After all, at the end of the day, whatever I said because I was trying to turn Boston off him. And it's like, seriously, how can you say something so silly? How can you say you were negative about your partner just because you wanted to turn off the other person? How did you expect your partner to feel when they saw that? And so for Ross to then leave downstairs and come back and pretend to be on a telephone call to his mom and be joking about the whole situation with Shan tells me that they are not serious about their connection, that it's just for the TV. They don't like each other romantically, or maybe they've created a friendship and they've decided to ride this till the very end. Because how can your partner say some of the most negative things about you and within half an hour you've forgiven them and you're ready to go? Unless you're playing a game. They are playing a game. That's not a genuine couple as far as I'm concerned. I feel they're just putting on a persona just so they can get, storylines, and then they can keep it stepping. They're doing everything the producers are telling them so that they get a positive edit, in my opinion. Kai and Jana, that's a rinse, recycle, repeat couple. Rinse, recycle, repeat, because it's the same storyline, the same lines that they're repeating, and it's like, well, it's getting old. For her to say, Kai was saying, I don't want anyone else. Jana is saying, I see great qualities in you. I just need your actions to match your words. And it's like, how many more times do you want his actions to match his words? Because this man has already cheated on you twice in the villa. Twice, once in the shower and the other time when you were strolling around with another girl in the bedroom, and it's not even the same girl. So the idea that you continue to give him a chance and you say, you want his actions to match his words, you see a future with him. A future with whom? A future with whom, Jana, is my question. A future with whom? Because if you have friends and family, I hope they tell you to break up with him, because he's not it. He really is not it. He's not the guy for you. As much as you think he is, he's not the guy for you. You need to go and look for somebody else. This is just an opportunity sort of to be comfortable with someone but he's not the guy for you. Anyway, the Islanders get ready for the night. And in bed, you have Shan and Ross. Whatever they were doing, they are overcompensating. They're really trying to sell that couple as a couple. That's what they're doing. They're really trying to sell themselves as a power couple, as the mommy and daddy of the villa since Connor and Isabel are gone. That's the impression that I get. You have Dylan and Gabby busy at it, and it's like, hey, Dylan has done this multiple times, so we all remember him blowing his brains out last season with Sophie. So hey, you have Kai going under the duvet, and it's like, these people. The problem with Kai and Jana, I think their relationship is mainly physical. That's the foundation of it. If the physical sort of fades away, they will break up because it seems every time anything happens, they sort of divert to the physical. So I'm not surprised they're back together. Maybe when they leave the villa and she sees how silly she looks, Jana will change her mind. But at the moment, she's ready to go with it and sort of ride this wave for as long as she can. In the morning, you have the islanders wake up. You have with Shan is excited. She's really excited, and production choose that moment to send a text message. Hi Shan, I think you are absolutely stunning. How about joining me for a little date outside the villa? Josh with a little kiss, and it's like, oh, they really know who to pick on, and it's a wasted opportunity because we all know Shan is not going to leave a guaranteed little man for somebody else who she doesn't know whether they'll pick her or not. While everyone is celebrating for Shan, you then have Dylan receive a message. Hi Dylan, you look like what I'm looking for. Wanna go on a date? I hope you're just as excited to meet me as I am excited to meet you. Codi with three little kiss XXX. And it's like, this is going to be messy. Hopefully, the girls don't make this girl as miserable as they've made every other bombshell that's walked in outside of the clique that's in the villa. Anyway, you have Sean and Dylan go and get ready. They get ready to leave the villa. As they're leaving the villa, you hear people say, oh, Dylan and Sean make a very cute couple. And it's like, no, they don't. Let's not lie, they don't. I would never want that for Dylan, as much as I'm not a fan of how he's been moving in the villa at the moment. I would never want that for him. So they leave to go on their dates. Everybody else, you have Gabby sort of unhappy that Dylan didn't come and say goodbye to her. Sean did give a hug and a kiss to her partner, to Ross, so that was it. Dylan and Shan go on their date. So Dylan goes on a date with Codi. Codi is 24. She's from Sunshine Coast. Dylan sort of reveals that he is planning on moving to the Gold Coast very soon. He doesn't give a deadline. I assume this is why he went on back on the show so that he could get himself some more clout and a positive edit. I think these edit from last season didn't help his prospects in business. Sean goes on a date with Josh. He's 24. He's from the Gold Coast and he is Irish. So we now have two Irish men and a female Irish girl. There's this conversation between Josh and Sean. And Sean says, I'm in a couple. I'm very happy, but I know that the other girls will be excited to see you. She knows what she's doing. Shan is very smart. She wants something that's guaranteed not to change, and she knows that Ross is unlikely to leave her. So she's going to ride that wave and hope they win. That's the impression that I get. Do I think there's a genuine connection between Shan and Ross? I do not think so. Ross back in the villa is having a conversation with Meg, and they were sort of talking about Dylan and how Dylan was excited to go and meet the new bombshell. Obviously, Dylan, from the moment he saw Codi, he was excited. He said he likes an exotic woman, so he was excited. But the guys were sort of questioning that he keeps his cards close to his chest, so it's very difficult to know exactly what he wants or what he's up to, and so they don't know how that's going to play out. They did talk about Gabby and how Gabby's going to, fall out if Dylan does sort of connect with the new bombshell. And it's like, well, right on cue, Gabby is also saying she's worried about Dylan because he left without giving her a hug or acknowledging her or saying anything. And so she is worried that he's going to couple up with somebody else. And it's like, what do you expect? You're in Love Island. Production is going to make you miserable. I have a feeling that they're going to keep her only because they want to, show Dylan something negative. And hopefully this time Dylan is smart and doesn't make comments that will get him in trouble once he leaves the show. Dylan was having a chat with Codi, and he was sort of saying, he wants someone who's fun, and Codi on her part was saying, yes, she wants someone fun as well. She wants someone who's good with good style and someone with good chat. She wants someone who's emotionally intelligent. And Dylan was saying he felt like his prayers were answered. Dylan fell for Codi the moment he saw her, and everything else was second fiddle. So the moment he saw her, he fell in like, and then now I think he's already at love. So the idea that he would leave someone who looks like what he's looking for back for Gabby, I don't see it. Poor Gabby is in trouble now. Anyway, you have the islanders get ready for the night, and as they get ready, once they're ready, you then have the two couples come back. You have the guys go for a chat, and you have the girls go for a chat. The guys sort of sit down with Josh and Dylan and are asking them, how are your dates? Josh is saying his dates are fine, but he really likes Emma and Jana. And you can see that, Kai Kai knows he's got Jana on the hook. She's not leaving him. I think Mick is the one who was worried that Emma might leave him, and it's like, well, you'll have to look for somebody else. Dylan said the date was great, and that was it, and he was keeping his cards close to his chest. I think he's worried that if he says something, someone is going to go and tell Gabby, and Gabby's going to um, block his spot. So this is why he's doing that. Codi, on her part, was very vague as well when she was asked by the girls, and she said she really liked Dylan, but then she sort of mumbled about everybody else, and it's like, what do you guys expect? Do you think she's going to expose herself, and then all of you are going to come after her? I don't think so. You have Dylan pull Codi for a chat, and Gabby wasn't feeling it because she was saying, why is he pulling her for a chat? What else is he saying to her? He hasn't spoken to me since he came back. It's like, Gabby, settle down. Settle down. At times, you need to take a breath. I understand she's the youngest in the villa, but she needs to take a breath. Otherwise, she's going to struggle to find a partner. While Dylan is chatting to Codi, Codi receives a message. Islanders, truths will be told and eyes will be opened in tonight's game. I can see clearly. Hashtag say it with your chest. Hashtag should have gone to Specsavers. And it's like the the sponsorships on this show are right in your face. So hey, it is what it is. So the Islanders gather around the fire pit. When they gather around the fire pit, they then are cards which they get to pick up, and if it's positive, they read it out and kiss the person that they want to choose. If it's negative, then they get to tap the person on the head. First up, we have Shan. Shan was, I can see clearly, the funniest Islander. She chose Ross. She got to kiss Ross. The second one was, I can see clearly, the Islander with the best hair. Josh picked Gabby and he said he wanted to try it out because I think he wanted to understand the hype. The next one was, I can see clearly the Islander who is the best girlfriend material is. You heard Mateo go and pick Emma, and it's like Mateo's being messy. He really is being messy just for the sake of being messy. I can see clearly the best kisser in the villa. You had Tamara decide to go and pick Mick because I think she was upset about what Mateo did. And it's like, girl, you're in a friendship couple and you actually broke up with him anyway, so take several seats. She said she kissed Mick because, he was the first person she kissed in the villa and she loved the kiss. Everyone was teasing Mick and his teeth. He didn't care. The next one was, I can see clearly the best smile in the villa is. You had Codi pick Dylan. Codi wanted to kiss Dylan, so she picked Dylan. Everyone was mocking him about his tongue. I think he's done a lot of work on his tongue and how he kisses, so people need to leave him alone. Next one was I can see clearly the best kisser in the villa. You had Gabby pick Dylan. Gabby was just being spiteful. She was just trying to mark her territory. Next up was, I can see clearly the most two-faced Islander. You had Emma go and pick Kai because she said she didn't want to pick Sean because that would be messy. And it's like, she should have said it with the chest. Hashtag was already say it with your chest. Next one, I can see clearly the best bombshell in the villa. Dylan was sort of walking about as though he was confused, and then he picked Codi. And it's like, that's a slap in Gabby's face because Gabby has picked him. He should have picked Gabby. Anyway, the next one was, I can see clearly that I can kiss anyone I want. That was Josh. He got to kiss Tamara. They were both excited. Everyone was excited for them. And I personally feel like Josh is the type of guy that Tamara would date, not Mateo. Mateo, I think, is just a friendship couple. Next up was, I can see clearly the Islander with the best banter. Mateo went and picked Codi. And it's like, Mateo's just being messy. He's being messy because he's trying to spite Tamara just because she kissed, Josh. And then you had, Codi say the kiss was very good. Hey, whatever works for her. The next one was, I can see clearly the hottest bombshell is Emma went and picked Josh. Next one was, I can see clearly the Islander who gives most main character energy. You had Tamara pick Gabby. Gabby was excited about it. Mick was mocking her. He said she's a Timu Kardashian. It's like, oh my God, this is messy. Why can't we just be, friends? Why can't we be friends? Next one, I can see clearly the hottest bombshell in the villa is you had Josh pick Emma. And I think he did it because he just didn't want to continue to bang on someone who doesn't like him. He could have easily picked Sean. Next one, I can see clearly the most dramatic Islander is you had, Dylan pick Gabby. And it's like, what do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? Gabby is the most toxic at the moment. You have Shan being shady and messy, but Gabby's the most toxic. The next one, I can see clearly the fakest islander is you had Gabby pick Jothan. Gabby was just trying to be silly. So she kissed Jothan, and Jothan for him, he said, this was good for me because it gave me closure. There was no spark, there was nothing there. So to me, that means that relationship and that connection is gone. And it's like, that backfired. And then you had, I can see clearly the most dramatic islander. You had Shan go and pick Gabby because they really liked her, and you had the guys sort of making little slight digs. Next one was, I can see clearly the most toxic islander, and Jade went and picked Gabby, and Gabby said, "Hey, I can't help it. I give main character energy." And so for Ross to make a snide remark is what pissed Gabby off. That's what triggered Gabby, because everything else she was okay with until Ross made the sarcastic remark. The last one was, I can see clearly the islander who should be dumped. Mick went and they picked Gabby, and this triggered Gabby because I don't think she was expecting it. I think she expects the guys to be very protective. Sadly for her, she went after Jothan, and I think the guys like Jothan more than they like her, and this is why they were coming for her. Anyway, you had Gabby sort of walk away from the fire pit, and she went to the bedroom. And when she went, everybody else just left slowly, and so I think she expected the girls to run after her. So the idea that they didn't run after her is what triggered her. She started crying and saying, "I want to leave, I want to leave." It's like, Gabby, if you want to leave, you don't need to tell other islanders. You just need to go behind the scenes, tell production you want to leave, and pack your bags and go. Unless you're doing it for their attention, there was really no need for you to be telling the girls you want to leave. I feel like she was doing it to get the girls' attention and to get them to feel sorry for her, because she knows she's in a very vulnerable position whereby there is no saving her. These were the last two bombshells, and there is 99.9% chance that another islander is not coming in. So she has no choice but to either keep Dylan or just couple up with someone for the sake of coupling up. Anyway, I can't wait for the fallout tomorrow. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click on the link in my video to watch my review from episode 24. Bye everyone.